Armstrong High School for Northwest Suburban Conference Baseball on CCX Sports as the Totino-Grace Eagles pay a visit here to the Falcons. As better late than never here. We're about 45 minutes behind schedule because we had quite a downpour about an hour before the game, and the Falcons players and coaches have done a pretty good job of getting this field ready to go. At that time, I really wondered if we were going to have a chance to get this one in, but both teams were already here. They said, let's give it a shot, and right now the weather looking great. Totino-Grace will bat first, of course, as a visitor, and Mike Smith's team will have this lineup. Brendan Blake, the shortstop, leads it off. Charlie Ebensteiner at second, hitting second. Mason Molitor at first base hits third. Jay Krieger at third base. Lucas Reif in center field. The pitcher, Joaquin Mahano, will bat in the sixth spot. Jack Coker, the DH, hits seventh. Carson Border, the catcher, hitting eighth, and Adam Molitor in left field, hitting in the number 9 spot. And Drew Keogh looking great as we get ready to play this one, as you get a look there at Brady Dixon. And nice to have a ball game, and all of a sudden the weather's great.
Yeah, I opened the garage this afternoon, and it was hailing. Wind was blowing. Rain was pouring down the street, but I realized it's Minnesota. Give it 10 minutes, and we're going to get a baseball game in. And, yeah, we showed up a little early, but the fans didn't want to see a postponement. It's late in the season. They wanted to see these two teams play.
Brady Dixon has pitched in 5 games. This is his second start. Only 4 1/3 innings work. He's 0-1 with an ERA of 21 so far. The side-arming right-hander. Of course, you get some games backed up late in the season. You're going to, you got to use more of your staff. So 3-0 here to Brennan Blake, leading off for Totino.
Very unorthodox delivery here. Sidearm kind of flips that wrist. Not really much of a long throw, but sidearm and swings that wrist.
That one is over for a strike. I was talking to Coach Mike Smith from Grace, and he said we've played some pretty good ball in some games that we've lost. He said, the record is what it is. They're 6-9, but he said he feels like they've played better than that. Little chopper here. Dixon goes sidearm even on the throw to first, and he gets Blake. So he bounces back after falling behind. Kind of an interesting one to see him go submarine even on that throw to first.
Yeah, good hop off the mound there to get that first out. Kind of surprised to see that his normal throw is not over the top, but he stays consistent with the way he delivers the ball from the mound to the plate as he fields that ball in front of the mound and throws over first base and gets that first out.
Charlie Ebensteiner stepping in here for Totino. Driving this one out to right field, and that one's going to get down for extra bases. Ebensteiner digging into second, and he will hang on there with a double as he strikes that one well. And a runner into scoring position here for Grace.
Yeah, good solid contact out to right field there. Beat the right fielder. A couple hops to the fence. Nice job there by Ebensteiner to round first base, pick up that ball, and then realize that he needs to look at his third base coach, because if there's any trouble with that relay and that cutoff, he needs to be looking at his third base coach to get to third base here, but holds up at second base.
Big Mason Molitor, the first baseman, stepping in. Ooh, and that one way up high. Nice job by the catcher, Harrison Boughton, to grab it. And keep in mind, as we talked about, they did a lot of work on the dirt around, the bases and home plate and all that, but the outfield grass and the infield grass still got to be somewhat wet. So you have to be careful out there when fielding any of those balls that have been rolling through the grass like that last one.
Yeah, grass really short here today, but it's going to be wet. So anytime that ball hits the grass, it's going to be slippery and it's going to skip a little bit. But field looks like it's in really good condition after that storm.
Molitor ripping a miss, and talking with some of the folks around here at Armstrong, this field was redone a handful of years back, and they said prior to that, there's no way we would have played today. It drains better, the soil's better now. Molitor, let's see, did he go? No, he did not. So 3 balls and a strike here to the Eagles' first baseman with a runner at second and 1 out. Top half of inning number 1. That one is a strike. Molitor thought he had a walk. Instead, keep in mind, Molitor's, what, about 6'4", 6'5", I'm guessing, and for most players, that probably would have been up and out of the zone, but they give him the high strike there, and it's 3-2. That one, though, is way too high, and Mason Molitor will walk.
Yeah, not bad. You have a base open there with the big hitter at the plate. Sets up the force out at first, second, or third here. If you're Armstrong, you're going to make sure you get at least one out before you try and force that double play, but get that first out.
Jay Krieger, the hitter now, the third baseman for TG, takes a strike. Pop back foul and out of play.
It's one of the things I learned from you, Jay, here at Armstrong is definitely don't park close to the park ball. The parking lot here is just behind the home, the first base dugout. You don't want to park there. You want to park far down the right field line so you don't hit a foul ball hitting your car.
Lifted out to deep right field. Catch is made. Lead runner is tagging. And Ebensteiner will advance to third on that fly out to right. So nice job getting under that one by Drew Kemple. So runners at the corners with 2 outs now, and Lucas Reif will be the hitter for Grace.
It's one of those little things that you want to see from a team late in the season when you're running base paths here is that ball, if it gets over the right fielder's head, you're going to score easily from second base. Yeah, so you want to set yourself up to tag from second to get to third, assuming he's going to catch that ball, because the runner at first base won't be able to advance. So now you set yourself up for a runner at first and third, puts Armstrong in a little bit of a difficult position.
That is over for a strike. See if the Eagles have any intention of getting anything going. Molitor, don't know his speed, but based on his size, you would think maybe not their fastest guy. So Armstrong maybe would probably try to throw him out if they do send him. Instead, it's a chopper up the middle. And a flip to first. Nicely done there by Chris Bray as he comes up to get it. And the Eagles threaten but don't score in the top of the first. No runs, 1 hit, and a couple left aboard for Totino-Grace. So after a half inning at 0-0, and Armstrong will get their first chance with the bats here this afternoon. Senior day for them, and a nice crowd on hand too. Jacob Szyzeski, the left fielder, leads it off. Then it's Eric Berg at third base. Chris Bray, who just made that play at short. Dayton Franke, the first baseman, and Drew Kemple, the right fielder. Nelson Ponce, the DH. Harrison Boughton, the catcher. Jeffrey Larimore, the center fielder, and Dawson Franke, the second baseman, hitting in the 9 slot for Brian Sobiak and Armstrong. And then defensively for Totino-Grace, got Krieger at third base, Brendan Blake at short, Ebensteiner at second, Molitor at first base, Adam Molitor, Lucas Reif, Matt Olson in the outfield, Carson Border catching. And doing the pitching for Grace is sophomore right-hander Joaquin Mahano.
Good flow there, Jay. What do you think? It's good hockey here there. Bringing it to the spring baseball season. I like it. Another one of the things about having a redone field is not only is the dirt compact around the base paths and home plate, but you have a field you can trust. You get good bounces. It's almost like playing on turf. You know that there's not many gaps. They redid the soil. The seed and the grass is all level, so that play by the shortstop there was pretty easy. It was pretty routine. But there's fields out there where these kids will play, and that is not as easy as he made it look, because it's not as even. There might be holes. There might be uneven dirt. So it's nice to have a redone field and know you have a really good field to play on.
See, our weather right now much nicer than it was about an hour before game time. We were getting a pretty good downpour. But as I said, the forecast was looking like it was going to clear up, which it has, and also the fact that both teams were already here and everything. I think they were very hesitant to just say we're going to come back another day, because there isn't too many more open days left. First pitch should be a strike, yes. Swing and a miss there by Szyzeski as Ahano's got a nice curveball, and he showed it on that first pitch. Comes back, fastball high and in, 1-1. Zazeski's had a good year with the bat. He's hitting .469. He's scored 12 runs. Little tapper foul there. One extra base hit, a triple. But far and away the leader in hits on their team with 23.
Great leadoff hitter to have in your lineup. Get on base and move around the base paths and get in scoring position for the hitters behind you.
Pounded to third. And throw across from Krieger in time. One gone here in the bottom of the first, and it will bring up Eric Berg now for Armstrong. Eric hitting at .237 on the season. He has scored 8 times, knocked in 4, has a couple of doubles to his credit. There's a strike. Although the game was scheduled for 4:30, the fact that we moved it back about 45 minutes probably helped more people be able to get here too. It really is a nice crowd.
Yeah, good crowd filling on the stands here. Everybody getting off work comes in thinking they're going to be a little late, but they're here just for first pitch.
And that one is going to drop in, just put it in a good spot where nobody quite could get to it. Center fielder Reif coming in, but he had too far to go. The best bet was probably Blake, the shortstop, but couldn't get there either. So Berg aboard with a bloop single, and Chris Bray will be the batter.
Looks like a line drive in the books, but puts it in the perfect spot right in between the infield and the outfield, and gets that first hit for Armstrong.
Bray's hitting .405, 9 runs batted in, 3 doubles, a triple, a home run. Berg bluffs going. It's taken up high for a ball. Armstrong's won a couple games this week already, so trying to build a little momentum here. Has been kind of an up and down year overall, but
nice breaking ball there to get that first strike for Totino. This is definitely Armstrong baseball. One thing I remember about the Armstrong baseball program is they're scrappy. They do the little things. They make the opposition move around and try and read them and take advantage of the little things.
Low and away there, throw down to first. Molitor able to track that one down as Berg was back in easily anyway.
It's not often you see a 3-hitter who's batting over 400 in the first inning, squaring around a bunt. May have been a fake bunt from the start, but still forces Totino-Grace to go through the motions and show who's covering the base and what's going on.
This time he was going, but it's tapped foul by Bray. Flip to first as they're convinced that Berg might be thinking about taking off again here.
Good counter run on, expecting a breaking ball or something low in the dirt. Take advantage of that and get down to second base.
Stays put, and it's up high for a ball, so now full count to Bray. Berg more than likely will be taken off here at 3-2. No, he is not. Popped up, short right field, and that one is going to drop in, but they might still have a force at second, and they will. Obviously, Berg caught in a tough spot there, not really knowing, thinking that one was probably going to be caught, so gets forced out at second for out number 2.
Yeah, nothing you can do there. You're getting in position, assuming they're going to catch the ball. Either way, if they do catch that ball, you're out. If they don't catch the ball, you're going to go out to second base. I mean, you're kind of caught in no man's land there.
Dayton Franke will be the hitter. hitting .354, a homer, 8 runs batted in, and that homer was a big one. I happened to be here that day. Walk-off grand slam to beat Elk River as they rallied, and a big celebration on that day, as they'd been having a little bit of a tough go of it, but it was a big win for them. And then off the hands, a little blooper and right to the shortstop, Blake. So the Falcons done in the first inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on base. After an inning full, it is scoreless. Totino-Grace and Armstrong.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Welcome back. As we mentioned, good crowd, and obviously the sun coming back out didn't hurt. We've had such a tough spring weather-wise. I think anytime you get these kind of days that eventually it's turning into, you're going to see some fans come out. And nice to see, too, that that we don't have all, and pardon the pun, but fair weather fans. I mean, Armstrong's not having a phenomenal season, but that doesn't matter to your friends and family. You still are excited to come out and watch the kids play.
Yeah, especially on senior night. You see these kids grow up. They play Little League, they grow up, they go through junior high. Some kids move on to other sports, do other things, whether it's Quiz Bowl or other activities. But these families have stuck behind their kids and watched them play baseball here in the Armstrong program. And it's fun to see them come out here on senior night. And fortunately, the weather turned. Going back to what you guys taught me in the sports world is you always come prepared. I think I packed my snowshoes, my sunscreen, my umbrella, my winter jacket, snow pants, and now I think I'm going to get sunburn on this side of my face from the sun. I mean, it turned out to be a really nice night.
Here's the pitcher, Mahano, stepping in to lead off the top of the second and fouls that one straight back.
Did you ever hair like that, Jay? Never that long?
I'm
don't
going to
lie.
say no.
I don't believe you. I think you did. We can probably post a picture of that.
There's a strike. So Dixon working ahead in the count.
He doesn't throw the hardest, but it's difficult to adjust to a pitcher who throws so unorthodox like this. He comes down and sidearm and flicks it.
High and outside there. Yeah, you kind of have to keep your eye on it a little bit extra long to pick up the release point.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the second time through the lineup how if he makes it that far, how he fares, because after the first at bat you have time to make adjustments.
Little tapper here. Dixon knocks it down, picks it up, and throws that sidearm throw over to first, and he gets Mahano. So his second assist, the first batter of the first inning, did the same thing, and this time he gets Mahano. So 1 out, and Coker will be the batter.
I think that's the thing that I find most interesting about his throwing tendency is that he throws the ball in the field the same way as he pitches. He comes down low, flicks it. It's like almost under his knees. It's below his waist, but it's not like he has a full arm motion. He kind of pulls it out to the side and just flicks his wrist.
Coker takes that one up a little high for a ball. Yeah, I thought this last one was definitely a tougher one than he had in the first inning, too. And he bobbled it a little bit, but still got him in plenty of time.
He seems to have a lot of movement on his pitch, too. The previous pitch kind of came back in over the plate. That one kind of went from top to bottom. It'd be interesting to see how these hitters adjust.
That one down low for a ball. Yeah, a couple guys hit the ball pretty hard. Obviously, Ebensteiner's double, but also the fly to right was decently hit in the first inning, but then the others have had trouble making real hard contact against him, so. Moving him back off the plate there, but 3-1 here as Coker trying to get aboard with 1 out in the second. And he will draw a walk. Second walk issued by Dixon.
Number 22.
And Carson Border will be the hitter now for Grace. That one's over for a strike. Dixon's motion takes a little while, so a base runner that's looking to steal, I think he might be considered relatively easy to run on. That one way up high.
Yeah, he's got an interesting, not only delivery, but the way the ball comes to the plate. That one seems to almost be like a rise ball, which you don't really see that often. But when you're throwing sidearm, you have the opportunity to kind of throw that pitch. Makes it hard to pick up.
2-1 now to Border. Tapper foul there. One thing Dixon is doing a pretty good job of is varying how long he takes in the stretch, trying not to give that runner a chance to really lock in on when he's coming to the plate and when he isn't.
Yeah, you gotta pick up on the tendencies. As a runner, you want to see what the pitcher's doing, but when he switches up his timing and his pace, it's definitely hard to anticipate when he's going to deliver it home.
And the hitter noticing that right there, and Border asks for time. Little cat and mouse game. If you're going to disrupt my runner's rhythm, I'm going to disrupt yours by stepping out. And again, he'll ask for time.
He asked for it, but he stepped out before the umpire gave it to him. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out, because you don't get time until the umpire calls it. You can step out of the box, but if the umpire doesn't grant you time, the pitcher can still throw the ball over the plate and get that called strike.
Holding it long again, and that one is outside, so the count will run full. See if they'll get Coker moving here with the 3-2. Armstrong in this same spot did not in the bottom of the first. And that one is outside, so it's back-to-back walks issued now by Dixon.
Yeah, I was thinking we'd see a mound visit here to talk through. Don't play mind games. You got through that first inning pretty easily. Not too concerned, and just throw strikes. Don't focus too much on the runners. Don't let them try and play games with you. It's your plate. You're on the mound. You throw strikes. Trust your defense and get these outs. Don't let those runners try and the runners and the bench. The more the game slows down, the more the bench comes into play, and they're going to start riling them up and trying to get them distracted, and that's kind of part of the game.
See Brian Sobiak out to have a word here, and yeah, I think he's probably more than anything saying, let's not be afraid to go after him here. We need to, not that, you don't want to think about it as there's Mike Smith, the Grace coach, coaching down at third. Not that you don't want to be good at holding runners and all that, but you're giving the impression that you're worried about the hitter here, and you're, want to get into a little bit of a routine. Here's Adam Molitor, the left fielder, number 9 hitter, hitting. Looks at a first pitch strike.
Going back to that mound visit, it's also a time to say, hey, here's where we're at in the order. Focus on this batter. Top of the order is coming up. Let's get one out here. If we can get 2 and get out of the inning, that's great. But let's get that first out so we can have 2 and not get in too much trouble with the heart of the order coming up.
Outside with that one, 1-1. Drives it foul down the left field line. A lot of room in foul territory here. Yeah, obviously there was no chance for the left fielder to get to that one, but on a ball hit higher, there is plenty of playability for the corner outfielders to get to balls like that. The ballpark effects in Stratomatic baseball, it would be a wide range for getting an out there.
I like your Stratomatic reference. That's good. Yeah, there is definitely a lot of line, and that fence goes straight down. It doesn't come in. It's kind of surprising with the trees over there.
And this one nicked Molitor, so the bases will be loaded up. Inside pitch, and it just grazed him. And so bases full for Brennan Blake as we turn it over to the top of the order here, and still just one out. Grace with the big threat here in the top of the second. And back to the pitcher. Dixon will flip home, and that's all they're going to get. They get the lead runner out, so 2 gone. Smart play by Boughton, too, to not try and do anything more with that. It was hit too slowly to get a double play out of it.
Yeah, a lot of kids will tend to rush things. You want to make sure you keep your composure, get that first out. It's great to get two outs on a play like that, but not very likely with how hard that ball is hit. So important to get that first out and keep that run off the board.
Charlie Ebensteiner stepping in, and he takes the ball. He gave it a ride the first time up, doubled to the right center field gap. That would be a big one if he could do it again for the Eagles here. We're still scoreless. Bases full now, 2 outs. Taps it to third. Throw across, though, is wide, and he's going to be safe, and the run will score. As Bird came up with it nicely, but then his throw wide to first. Franke able to keep it in play, but not be on the bag anymore by that point. So E5 will bring in the first run of the game.
Yeah, fields it cleanly, had plenty of time, took his time, just a throw wide of the bag, and first baseman not able to get back there and get that third out and get him out of the inning. Now they're in a really dangerous spot with a big hitter up at the plate.
Mason Molitor takes the ball, so still loaded up, 1-0 Eagles, and Molitor trying to see if they can add to it. Hey, Franke did a pretty good job of actually fielding that, and then trying to, as a left-handed first baseman, he was able to glove it and then tried to reach for the bag with his bare hand, but it just wasn't going to happen in time.
Yeah, that's one thing I try to teach kids at the Little League level when runners can take extra bases. Get over there, take that ball, get it. If you're not going to make the play at first, get off the bag, stop the ball, because if the ball gets by them, at least one more run comes in, if not 2, and they don't have the force out around the bases anymore.
Molitor driving it a long way to right field, and this one is out. It's a grand slam for Mason Molitor. Well, exactly what Armstrong didn't want to happen there, as that error extends the inning, and Mason Molitor makes him pay with a deep drive to right that clears the bases.
Yeah, what do you think the exit velo on that one was, Jay? That was not very high, but that was crushed. You could tell right off the bat that it was going to be a difficult play if it was going to stay in the park. But he lined it up, and he knew right off the bat that he was going to hit it.
Yeah, I was certain it was over the fence. Is it going to be fair? And the answer is absolutely it was. And obviously the right fielder knew pretty early on in the process that he wasn't going to have room to make any kind of play on that one. So
going back 4 or 5 hitters ago when Coach took the mound, that's what he was talking about. Let's not put ourselves in a position where cleanup hitters coming up to the plate here in the second inning, and unfortunately for Armstrong, that's what happened, and Totino-Grace capitalizes.
So Dre Krieger will hit. 5-0 Grace now. Lines this one foul and out of play. Made a loud thud off somebody's car.
Good crowd reaction. Got someone's car.
Off speed there, and a mighty hack at it by Krieger, but he missed. Good pitch there, try to get him to chase, but he wouldn't. 1-2. Over Dixon, nice pickup, and a solid play to get him out of the inning by Chris Bray, but the damage is done as the Eagles get 5 runs in the inning. 4 of them on the grand slam by Molitor. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It's 5-0 to Totino-Grace.
We do a lot of hard labor. A lot of it is driven by technology. We were one of the very first in our area to get vaccinated. We trust experts in their field. We're fifth-generation farmers providing the safest, most economical food because of science. What if we're in a farm accident? There is no room. All the hospital resources are going towards COVID. The vaccine is a tool in our toolkit of how we succeed as a family or as a business. When the sun's setting, we did a good day's work and we can face tomorrow.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. Basically, he had to relearn everything. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey.
We go to the bottom of the second. Grace breaking through with a 5-run top half of the inning. They lead at 5-0. Drew Kemple, Nelson Ponce, Harrison Boughton will hit for Armstrong here in the bottom of the second as they try and bounce back from that big inning that Grace put up. Kemple hitting .302. Team high 11 runs batted in. He has 3 doubles, a triple, a home run.
Drew Kemple.
Got some pretty big guys on these teams, and Drew being one of them. Starts him with a curveball over for a strike, so we'll see how Mahano, he had a little bit of a long inning, but that's a good thing when your team's scoring runs like that.
Yeah, he'll take a 5 spot in the second inning for sure, especially when we only have a couple hits.
Skies this one to short left or right on the edge of the grass, and shortstop Blake calling for it and makes the catch. 1 gone here, and Nelson Ponce will be the hitter.
Another big hitter at the plate, but nice job of the shortstop there to back himself up all the way and get himself under the ball and make sure everybody knows that he's calling everybody off and got that first out on a high fly ball.
Breaking ball taken for a ball there. Three and 0 count now to Ponce. And that one is over, 3-1. That one is a strike as well, 3-2.
That's a tough pitch to hit outside and off the plate, but umpire giving him the benefit of the doubt there and getting that second strike.
Hops it up. This one's going to get out of play, it would appear. And a cut and a miss, and Ponce chased one up a little bit for strike 3, and 2 gone here, and Harrison Boughton will be the batter here for Armstrong.
Nice job coming back from a 3-0 count there to get that strikeout. Stayed close enough around the plate to get that second strike and stayed up in the zone and got him to chase that third strike and gets the second out of the inning.
Knocked down, throw to first is not going to be in time. Boughton will beat it out. Nice play to get to that one by Krieger, but then he had to go to his knees, and it was just took a little too long to get up and make that throw. And an infield hit for Boughton here for Armstrong, and Larimore will be the batter.
Yeah, good range there. Not the hardest hit ball. Tough play. Would have been tough for the shortstop to come in and get it too, but he comes in and fields that ball, the third baseman does, and from his knees doesn't get enough juice on the ball to get that third out. But nice play, good hustle, good accurate throw from the knees. Is a pretty challenging play.
And I got a good look on the second. I was thinking to myself, would this have been better off for them if it had gone through to the shortstop? But they would not have had time to get him there either. And there's a nice play by Mahano as he will get Larimore. 1-3 on the putout. Falcons are done in the second. No runs, one hit, no one left. It's 5-0 Grace.
Owen, when you came into my life, it was a whirlwind.
I just can't do it.
We didn't know what the future would hold, but we knew you would always be a part of it. Adopting you was the best decision in our life. And I am so proud to call you my son.
Welcome back. Nelson Ponce, who was the DH, will be moving on to the hill here for Armstrong as they get 2 innings out of Dixon. Gives up the 5 runs. Ponce has pitched 5 innings so far this year, an 0-1 record. 15.4 ERA. He has allowed 9 hits, walked 6, fanned 1. Coming up for the Eagles, the middle part of their order as Reif, Mahano, and Coker will bat against Ponce.
Between innings, I went over and checked out the grill over there. They got a pretty good spread here for the Armstrong fans to go over and taking some burgers and some hot dogs. It's what makes a baseball event more fun, is when the team and the parents are cooking some grill over there, cooking the grill and putting some good food out there for everybody.
Yeah, we talked about that when we did the ball game over at Osseo a week ago. I was like, yeah, I'd like to see that.
Makes it more of a social event. It makes people, you know, and with COVID behind us, hopefully, and, you know, people are more excited to get out, and especially when the weather's like this and winter's behind us, hopefully. Getting a foot of snow in Colorado tomorrow here, but hopefully we don't get that.
There's a strike. Ponce, it almost looks like he's slipping a little bit as he planted his foot. Maybe that's just his regular motion, but ooh, and this one hit well out to left field. It's got a chance, and it is gone. Home run, Lucas Reif got into that one and sends it deep to left and out. Second home run today for Grace. And now a 6-0 Eagles lead.
Yeah, good solid contact. You can hear it off the bat sometimes. It sounds like it's almost off a wooden bat with these aluminum bats, but good sound off the bat. That ball flew over the left field fence, and nice start to the inning here for Totino-Grace to continue to build on that lead.
Just turned on that pitch, about belt high. Well tracked out and left, and it didn't get over the fence by a lot, but it didn't need to. It made it. There's a strike to Mahano.
Yeah, the launch angle there, Jay, not too high, right? Both the home runs for Totino-Grace have been really well hit line drive balls, not towering home runs, which is a good sign. It means they're driving the ball really well.
Taken for a ball there. That one is over for a strike. Now Ponce much more over the top, but he's kind of got a long motion as well, and a little bit, it unfolds in stages a little bit too.
Yeah, he does have an interesting delivery. If you look at his footwork, there's some pictures. There's a picture, I can't remember, it was for San Diego. He used to get always called for leaving his back foot left the rubber before he let go of the ball, and they technically call that illegal, but he almost jumps. And I think the rule is you have to have your foot on the rubber when you deliver the ball, but I don't think they're going to call it at this level. But it is interesting. He kind of jumps and he pulls his foot off the rubber before he lets go of the ball almost.
And that misses for ball 4, and Mahano will draw a walk. Another look at how Ponce delivers here.
And I think what he's missing out on is he's not driving as much as he possibly can. It's almost like hitting. When you step out, when you swing the bat, you lose that momentum. You lose that weight going into the ball. When you're pitching, you want to bring your weight back into that back leg and push off that rubber to give yourself a little extra leverage when you throw that ball. It gives you a little more velocity.
Courtesy runner Walker Hurlbrink down at first base, running for Mahano, the pitcher, as Jack Coker steps in. And a fire to first. Coker drew a walk last time up. Got as far as third, and then he was thrown out as the lead runner coming home on that comebacker to the pitcher. Runner is going, pitch in the dirt, bouncing up with it. Got a good throw away, but just the location of that pitch made it almost impossible for him to get the out there, so Hurlbrink will get the stolen base.
Yeah, both location and something you mentioned earlier, Jay, the delivery. It's a long delivery. It's not a quick delivery. It gives a runner an extra second or two, which is a big enough difference for them to easily get that base down at second base.
High and in here. And that one is behind the hitter, and runner coming to the plate. No, he's going to hang on. Now slips in the grass, but then the throw is a little bit wide as Boughton ran that one down. We talked about the wet grass. The pitch was way behind Coker, so Boughton was in chase mode right away. And boy, I really thought Hurlbrink was coming here.
Great aggressive base running there. Forced that throw. Also forced the throw over to third because it almost got by the third baseman. Nice job by him realizing the throw wasn't that hard. Put your body in front of it, knock it down, and keep it in front of you no matter what.
That one's over for a strike. Yeah, you really teach your runners that I'm thinking score until they do something that makes me not think it anymore, you know, and that he was being aggressive. Rip foul down the first base line.
Yeah, base running like that. It's the little things like that. You try and teach kids at the youth level, Little League and Intermediate Babe Ruth or whatever level they're playing. But that's the kind of stuff that coaches notice during training, during tryouts, that this kid gets it. They're anticipating the next thing. So if something did go wrong, if the catcher didn't have a clean pickup of the ball, because it's wet out there, the ball's going to get wet. If he doesn't pick the ball up cleanly, you're going to steal home. You have a chance to go halfway, maybe two-thirds of the way down the third base line before they're even going to throw it back to third base to get you out.
So it stays 3-2 here to Coker. Ooh, and a big rip and a miss at a pitch that appeared to be up and out of the zone. So Ponce will get the strikeout for out number 1, and Carson Border will be the hitter. Coker was being aggressive there. He was not going to wait back, and I think that one would have been ball 4.
Yeah, he chased something up in the zone. I think it was a breaking ball left up in the zone, but he chased it, and Armstrong gets their first out here.
There's a strike. Border drew a walk his first time up. Of course, that was against the starter, Dixon. Breaking ball lifted to left field. This should score the run. Catch is made, and it will indeed be a sacrifice fly there for Border, as he'll get the RBI, driving in the courtesy runner there, Hurlbrink.
Yeah, good at bat there by Border. What didn't square it up perfectly, he kind of got caught a little bit off guard. Timing wasn't perfect, but he knew if he put the bat on the ball well enough, he put it in the outfield, knowing the situation that with one out, you get a fly ball to the outfield, your runner's going to score from third base on a tag up.
Adam Molitor is the hitter. He was hit by a pitch last time. Tap or foul here.
Big swing, big guy for a 9-hitter. Good sign for Totino-Grace to have that in your lineup. Go bottom top. Happened perfectly for them in the second inning. Turned out great.
Breaking ball in the dirt away there. Armstrong's kind of had spotty pitching, it looks like, based on the stats we got. A couple guys have done fairly well, but overall as a staff, I don't think I'm going out on a limb by saying they haven't had a real strong year pitching-wise. This one is skied out to center field. It's going to stay in the park, though, and the catch made back there by Larimore. So Adam Molitor flies to center, but the inning started with a deep drive by Lucas Reif, and the Eagles score a pair. They lead at 7-0 going to the bottom of the third.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Bottom of the third inning here for Armstrong. Totino-Grace off to a 7-0 lead. Good start for the Eagles.
Two at bats, a couple of doubles, one triple. It's driven in 3. And that one misses high and in.
Good hitter count here for Armstrong to get a leadoff runner on here, bottom of the third inning. Ooh.
That one over for a strike. And that'll be ball 4 as Franke draws the leadoff walk. And Jacob Cizeski will be the hitter now for Armstrong.
One run at a time here if you're the Falcons. You want to get that leadoff runner on and move him around, get one run on the board and work from there. It's not like they've been really out hit. It's just been a couple of unfortunate plays that Totino-Grace has really taken advantage of.
That one's in the dirt. Taken up high for a ball. Breaking ball low, throw to first.
Good eye there, laid off the strong breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. Worked the count to 3-0 here. Puts Armstrong in a good spot to really kind of put together a big inning. They get the first 2 runners on with nobody out.
There's a strike. And that one over as well, 3-2. Runner's going, it's fouled away at the plate.
Good jump by the runner there at first. Just got a piece of that ball. Stay alive here, keep that full count. Anything you can do to get on base when you're down 7-0 early in the game.
Is going again, breaking ball, swing and a miss. I'll get the strikeout but concede the stolen base. So Szyzewski goes down on strikes and runner Franke into second. And Eric Berg will be the hitter. That big curveball Mahano is shown. Berg trying to bunt, but he skies it foul. With this score, I think Totino-Grace would say, you want to bunt, you go right ahead. We're already up 7-0.
Yeah, even with that stolen base, you're like, we'll take that strikeout. We'll trade an out for a base for sure, up 7-0. Especially the way the pitcher's been throwing the ball.
Gonna bunt again. It'll be a tough chance to get an out here. They do get it though. Mahano does a nice job, comes up throwing. And Berg will be out for out number 2. Franke does move to third. I don't think I'm gonna give him a sacrifice though there. He's bunting for a hit. And didn't get it done.
Yeah,
so
I don't think
Bray will be the hitter.
I agree. I don't think you're doing a sacrifice there. You're trying to do anything you can to get that pitcher off the mound, kind of change up his rhythm. Unfortunately, just a great play by the pitcher there to hop off the mound. Good strong throw over to first base to get that second out.
And this one, though, gets away, and it's going to score the run for Armstrong. As Franke sliding in safely on the wild pitch. So Mahano made a really nice defensive play on the previous one, but then uncorks a wild one there, and it's now 7-1.
Yeah, nothing hurt. Get that runner off the bases, put your infield back. You know, the catcher really didn't have much of a chance to field that ball. And good jump by the runner at third base to get that first run on the board for Armstrong.
Looked like Franke kind of decided late that he was going to slide there. It was a little bit of an awkward slide, and those are the kind you I hope you don't hurt yourself on. There's a strike. Bray reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. It was looking like it was going to be a bloop hit to right, but the runner Berg was forced at second. That curveball in the dirt and hopped over everything.
Yeah, you can take those chances when there's nobody on bases. That's not a big deal. That ball's to the fence. Nothing hurt, just a ball.
Three and one here to Bray, and obviously we're still early enough in the ball game that if you're Grace, you can't think we've got this one sealed up already or anything like that. You gotta keep getting outs. Hit high and deep to center. It's gonna hang in there though, and Reif drifting back in will make the catch. So Armstrong done in the third. They do get one run, no base hits, no errors, and no one left on. We've completed 3 here at Armstrong High School. 7-1 to Totino-Grace.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there, choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back here to Plymouth. Armstrong High School as Totino-Grace leading the Falcons 7-1. We go to the top of the fourth here on CCX Sports, and we said playoff time not far off. And Section 5-4A is home to Totino-Grace, and look at the teams that are involved in that section right now. And I think you'd have to say Maple Grove and Mounds View, the top two, and Osseo's had a pretty good year as well. But some mediocrity down in the lower part of that. Champlain Park and Totino right in there, and Osseo a little over 500. So, certainly I would say Maple Grove being back in there has made that a tougher section again. Mounds View has done very well in section play in recent years as well.
Yeah, the Crimson got to be licking their chops, seeing the rest of the records in their section, but. When it comes to playoffs, I'd say this every time I do a game with you guys. It comes down to pitching. Key hitting, little things that you're working on in the spring, but really it's having 1 and 2 for your starting pitcher, and then another reliever or two in the bullpen that you can rely on when a game comes to be close late in the game. If you're that 1 seed, you can probably throw your number 2 starter out, bring your number 1 starter out in game 2. Really gives you an advantage as you move on through the brackets. And I know that's what coaches are trying to line up, and that's trying to settle as they work through the regular season is who is their 1 pitcher, who is their 2 pitcher, and who is in the bullpen that they can rely on.
See, Brendan Blake last time reached on a fielder's choice and came around to score. Lifts this one out to right field, and that one is going to be playable there for Kemple. So 1 gone here to start the 4th, and Ebensteiner will be the batter.
Yeah, going back to that section records, Maple Grove at 13-2 is pretty impressive. I mean they play a pretty tough schedule, and having to see that they only lost 2 games is pretty impressive, because I'm sure there's a game or two when it's bad weather or you're throwing your 3 or 4 starter out there and you're not really too concerned about the win-loss. You're really trying to give your team an opportunity to feel out who's going to be able to do what later in the season. But 13-2 is a really impressive record at this point of the season.
And Jeff Peterson, first-year head coach for Maple Grove. First time they've had a different head coach than Darby Carlson since the school opened.
Good for him.
And Peterson was a good ball player for Park Center back in the day, and taking the helm this year. A little pop-up here on the infield, and pretty easy opportunity there for Bray. So 2 gone here for Grace in the 4th, and Mason Molitor will be the hitter. Don't want to jinx anything, but the cleanest inning so far for Armstrong defensively, getting the first 2 outs. Here's what Molitor did last time up. He turned on one and rocked it out to right field, a grand slam. That's obviously been the biggest hit of the game so far. And look at this.
Good for him.
Goes from grand slam to bunt, and he beats it out for an infield hit. Wow, that is, I think it's fair to say nobody in the park expected that out of the 3-hitter there.
Good for him. Good hustle. Good footwork at the end. Barely to catch that front end of the bag with his toe. But hustling out of the box, a big guy, kind of like a freight train once he gets going, just beats the throw. Goes from grand slam to a bunt single. Good for him.
Jay Krieger, the batter now for TG. Takes a strike. That one misses up 1-1. Didn't mean to swing there, and check swing foul. So 1-2. Grace putting 5 runs on the board in the second, 2 more in the third, but the first 2 hitters were retired here in the fourth before that bunt single by Molitor. Breaking ball, Armstrong's fans groaning. They wanted that one.
That was a good pitch. Just in the inside corner, though.
Two and two, that one way outside. Runner is going, and the throw actually hits Molitor in the hip or the backside there. Boughton again, really no chance on that one.
Yeah, nice stop there by the catcher. Moved his body outside the plate, scoops it up. Good throw down to second base, but really didn't have much of a chance. The runner was moving already.
Driven out to left field and well hit. It's going to stay in the park though this time, and caught by Szyzewski for out number 3. The Eagles done in the fourth. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left aboard. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's 7-1 Eagles.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
7-1 Totino-Grace as we go to the bottom of 4, and we showed you the Section 5 records earlier, and now Armstrong was in Section 6, and here's a look at how things shake out there. And you got some good teams with Hopkins and St. Louis Park Southwest. Very good record. Don't know, obviously fair to say the city conference isn't quite the same level of schedule. But
it's always a discussion in that section, because Southwest always comes in with a really good record, but usually they're seeded 3, 4, or 5. And it's a long discussion. St. Louis Park has victories over Wayzata, Hopkins, Edina, and they feel like they're a solid 1-seed contender. But Hopkins sitting there with a 14-3 record. It's going to be tough to say. So it'll be interesting to see how that section plays out, and especially considering Hopkins has that home turf. If they get that 1 seed playing at home, that's a really big advantage.
Franke will lead it off here. Dayton Franke, this is the cleanup man for Armstrong. Popped out to short his first time up. Mahano still on the hill after 3 good innings for Grace, working into his 4th inning. Pops it foul and out of play. And you talked about pitching, getting back to Section 6. I think it's fair to say St. Louis Park has the best pitcher out of any of the teams there, so they can, stake a claim to being a team that is a very strong contender, like you said, beating probably 3 of the other best teams already in the section.
Yeah, if they can get the 1 seed, they're in a really good spot. 2 seed, they'll be good, but 1 seed will be a much bigger advantage because they're going to be able to start their number 2 starter. Full disclosure, I'm from St. Louis Park, and I've seen them play probably 5 or 6 times this year. It's a really fun team to watch. Good sound fundamentals. But yeah, Hokinson, he's one of those players you hear the ball come off his bat, and you're like, oh, he's up. And then the number 2 pitcher, Stefano Giovanelli, he had 13, 14 strikeouts the other night. So not bad for a number 2 pitcher to go throw a win and get 13 strikeouts.
Franke trying to make something happen. Took a big cut here, but doesn't get it and goes down on strikes. And Drew Kempel will be the batter now for Armstrong. That is strikeout number 3 for Joaquin Mahano. Kempel popped to short his first time up. And low with that one, so 2-0. And if you're just joining us, the weather about an hour before a game featured a downpour. We were very much thinking this one might not get played today, but boy, the sun came out. I said Armstrong coaches and players did a really nice job getting the rakes out and getting the diamond dust out, or whatever they call it now, and you know, getting everything squared away, and it's actually turned into a very nice day for a ball game. Puts that one over on 3-0.
Yeah, it's that nice window here in Minnesota. We don't have too many bugs. It's tank top weather. Drive around with the windows open. It's beautiful out, but you know, like you said, an hour and a half ago, it was hailing, it was raining, it was ugly.
Kemple will knock this one into right field for a base hit. So Ponce will bat. I think we're going to have a runner at first base for Armstrong, as they'll bring number 7, Cade Berg, in to run for Kemple. Obviously, it's not a courtesy runner situation, so they'll have to re-enter Kemple if they want him to stay in the game. Ponce struck out his first time up. Low and away with that one. Wouldn't really think you'd be running here down 7-1, but you never know. That one is a strike.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to get a second out down at second base with a pinch runner coming in, but you know, if you're Armstrong, you're not giving up. You haven't played poorly. Just a couple bad plays that really put Totino-Grace in a position to capitalize, and they took advantage of that grand slam. And
skied out to deep center field. Does this one have enough? Nope, gonna stay in the park. Rife drifting back to make the catch. Boy, there was I think me and a lot of Armstrong fans were kind of starting to come out of your seat a little bit, like, is this one gonna go? But hit it to the deepest part of the park and got under it just a little bit. I really did think that one had a chance, but stays in the field of play.
Yeah, just missed it. Couple feet short of the fence there. Good swing. Good play by the center fielder to get the second out.
So Harrison Boughton will hit now with still a runner at first and 2 gone here in the bottom of the 4th. He had a single his first time up. And a little flare to much shorter center field this time, and easier play there for Rife, and he will make the catch. Falcons are done in the 4th. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. Through 4 at 7-1 Totino-Grace.
We do a lot of hard labor. A lot of it is driven by technology. We were one of the very first in our area to get vaccinated. We trust experts in their field. We're 5th-generation farmers providing the safest, most economical food because of science. What if we're in a farm accident? There is no room. All the hospital resources are going towards COVID. The vaccine is a tool in our toolkit of how we succeed as a family or as a business. When the sun's setting, we did a good day's work and we can face tomorrow.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. Basically, he had to relearn everything. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey.
Welcome back. Another new pitcher here for Armstrong, as Dayton Franke will move over from first base to the mound. He's worked 3 2/3 innings so far this year. 0-1 with 1 save, a 17.2 ERA. 3 2/3 innings, he's allowed 14 hits with 5 walks and 3 Ks. So we haven't had pitchers who, thrown today for Armstrong that had a whole lot of success coming in. And there's Ponce flip-flopping positions with Franke and moving over to first base. So starter Dixon went 2, Ponce went 2, and now Franke coming in.
Yeah, nothing to lose. Low stress situation. Give him a chance to get comfortable on the mound. Long-term play here and see if he can get some outs and keep them in this game.
It's been kind of a strange one, as you talked about. Grace only has 4 hits, but 2 of them are home runs, including one being a grand slam. You had a little mixture of errors and walks and even a hit by pitch mixed in that kind of contributed to the runners being on base, and then the one big hit changed the complexion of the game. And then you see this guy hit a home run last time up, leading off the 3rd. Lucas Reif now will bat leading off the top of the 5th. Takes ball 1.
Yeah, it goes back to that mound visit that we talked about in the top of the 2nd when Coach went out, bases were loaded, reminded the pitcher, hey, here's where you're at in the order. Or runners on 1st and 2nd, I think, and they're kind of playing games. He kept playing the slow ball, and they were calling time on each other.
Pop out there by Reif to the 2nd baseman.
But Coach went out there, told him where they're at in the order, bottom of the order, hit the next batter, top of the order comes up, and Totino-Grace just takes advantage, and in the end, they hit that grand slam and jump out to a huge lead.
Look at the alignment now for Armstrong defensively. Mahano, the batter, the Eagles pitcher, looks at a strike. Drew a walk last time up. Cut and a miss there. That one in the dirt. I think some of the Eagles kidding Mahano that you gotta let that one hit you. But I'm gonna say when you're pitching as well as you are, you don't mess with that.
Yeah, anything, you don't want to get hit anywhere if you're pitching. You don't want to get hit.
Drives this one out to right center field. And that one will bounce to the base of the fence. Mahano is going to dig in and hang on at 2nd base with a long double, similar to the double Ebensteiner had back in the 1st inning. Just a gapper there. And so 1 out and runner into scoring position. More than likely they'll run for him again, I would think.
Yeah, good solid swing, low exit velo, Jay. So not too much time for the center fielder and the right fielder to get underneath that ball, splits them right in between each other, and makes it to the fence, so an easy stand-up double.
Hurlbrink will again run for Mahano. Coker is the batter here for Grace. Tapper, Franke grabs it, looks the runner back, and throws to first. Nice play defensively there. He slipped, but he stayed right with it. So 2 gone, and Border will be the batter.
Yeah, nice play by the big fella on the mound to snatch that ball as it comes through him. Kind of loses his footing, but looks over at the runner. Huge lead, but doesn't force anything at 2nd base. Makes sure he gets that out at 1st and puts himself in a position to get out of this inning.
See, Border walked his 1st time up and then hit a sacrifice fly to left field. The 3rd. And Franke will grab another one here and flips to 1st. So a nice inning work defensively with his glove being a big part of it. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left for Totino-Grace in the 5th. We go to the bottom of 5. Still 7-1, Totino-Grace.
I'm a 1st-generation Filipino American. You don't always feel you're a part of the country you live in. It's this weird middle space sometimes that you have to live inside of. But when you meet others that are also living in that space, you'll learn to know that it's its own unique space too.
What do an aerospace engineer, cancer immunologist, and bat scientist all have in common? We all have cool jobs in STEM fields. Whether it's building robots or learning to code, girls everywhere are finding their passion for science, technology, engineering, and math through positive role models and mentors. So dare to dive in, get connected, and explore. You never know what your future may hold. Learn more about these and even more cool jobs at shecanstem.com.
Welcome back here to Armstrong High School along with Drew Keogh. I'm Jay Wilcox. 7-1, Totino-Grace leading the Falcons here in Northwest Suburban Baseball. The 8-9 one-hitters coming up for Armstrong here in the bottom of the 5th. They have not gotten a whole lot going against the Eagles right-hander Joaquin Majano. Just the 1 run so far and just 3 hits for Armstrong. They've had trouble really squaring anything up against him, and his control's been pretty good as well, and he's just really worked a nice game, at least up to this point for Grace, and Larimore will step in.
Yeah, he's been consistently around the plate, a couple balls in the dirt, but nothing too bad that's hurt them and put him in a position to really blow this lead. But all he's got to do is keep throwing strikes and trust his defense.
And to me, his most noteworthy pitch is that curveball, too. It's been freezing some Armstrong hitters, and that one, a fastball over for a strike. And even, you know, the ones when they made contact, they haven't been able to really hit it hard. Fouls this one off the catcher.
Yeah, the difference is, you know, Totino-Grace hit a couple balls over the fence. Armstrong's hit a couple that have just come up short. That's probably the difference between, you know, 4 or 5 runs here and there.
Outside with that one, and 2-2. Larimore fouls it back. Ooh, there's a nasty breaking ball, swing and a miss. Gonna have to throw to first with it, and they get the out. And there's what I talked about, when you get the 2-strike count and can throw that.
Yeah, that's that curveball you were talking about. In the dirt, sharp break, tough to pick up. You can see he kind of hitched his swing. Nice stop by the catcher, knowing that he has 2 strikes. He's got to get that ball down to first base to get the out.
Dawson Frankie will be the hitter. Larimore really got out of the box quick. He realized it was in the dirt, and credit to him for hustling and making a play out of that. Here's a liner, and it's off the glove. Wow, I was about to say catch by Ebensteiner, but instead he's going to have to be an E4 there, as Frankie made good contact, no doubt about that, but it sure seemed like a very catchable ball there. And a 1-out base runner for Armstrong, and Jacob Sezesky will be the hitter.
You can see the size difference there from Muller. He's a big boy, but yeah, I think he just took the eye off at the last second. The ball was crushed to second base. He didn't really have to move too much. Maybe took a step to his right, but last second took his eye off the ball, and it glanced right off his glove.
Strike there, as Jacob has had a ground out and a strikeout. Another look at this one. It didn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary on it, but just didn't bring it in.
You know, for us, it's easy to say, but I've definitely seen some of those balls come at you, and it's knuckling it. If they hit it perfectly, it's going to be moving. It's like a knuckleball, and it's coming at you twice as fast as the pitch that's a knuckleball. So that's sometimes a tough play. It looks easy for us, but when it's coming at you, it can be a little different story.
Absolutely. He definitely, you know, hit that one hard. Probably did have some movement to it, but I'm sure Charlie would be the first to tell you I still should have had it.
Good pitch.
Oh, no.
That's not mine.
I heard a thud out there, and that's what we saw. Yikes.
Either they're learning a lesson or they took a risk and they didn't pay off.
To third. They'll get the force there, but no at first. It was kind of a little backward hop by Krieger, the third baseman. I don't know that was like the exact footwork that you normally want to see there, but he got the lead out anyway.
Yeah, he's looking around to see if anybody's giving reaction. But yeah, it kind of skipped up on him at the last second. But he fielded it cleanly, he got the strong throw over to second base, and they got the out.
So 2 gone, and Eric Berg will hit another look at that, as he just had to kind of fight that one off, and still got an accurate throw too, which is good. Berg takes a strike, and really no chance by that point to turn it, but still getting that lead out, or getting an out of any kind, but even better to get the lead guy. Pops this one up, might be playable from Molitor, and he'll get over and make the catch and foul ground. Armstrong done in the 5th inning. No runs, no hits. There was one error by Grace, and they leave one. We've completed 5 here on CCX. It's 7-1, Totino-Grace.
Owen, when you came into my life, it was a whirlwind.
I just can't do it.
We didn't know what the future would hold, but we knew you would always be a part of it. Adopting you was the best decision in our life. And I am so proud to call you my son.
Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out. But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, and that frog will boil. As veterans, we can tell ourselves the lie that it's easier to stay in that boiling water, to disconnect. But you've never been interested in easy. You are not a frog.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
We go to the top of inning number 6 here, a game that started about 45 minutes late after we had some fairly heavy rain leading up to game time. And again, the Armstrong coaches and players did some good work to get the field ready to go, and they wanted to get this one in. And boy, it sure looks like the right call now to not. They would have been kicking themselves if they, if they'd sent Grace home and said, we'll have to try another day. Turned into be a very good day for a ball game. Probably as good as any they've been this spring.
This is a beautiful night for baseball for sure. Not too hot, not too cold, not much wind, no bugs, can't complain.
Cut and a miss. Yeah, I always feel like this small window where you don't need either the heat or the AC is my favorite time of the year, whether it be spring or fall.
Yeah, no humidity. It's all. I mean, there were some good storms. There's still some storms down south, but nothing up here. It's beautiful.
Molitor stings it to left, and a diving try. Did he get it? Yes. Good work by Szezeski, staying with that one. A sinking liner, and he makes a nice catch.
Yeah, good jump off the bat. Read that ball right off the bat. Noticed it was staying low. Kept his body low and slid in and got that ball. Nice catch.
Brennan Blake will be the hitter. I have to be honest, I did not think he had a real good chance to get to that one, just because it was so low the entire way. Blake squaring, and then it was high and tight as he spins out of there. Now 2-0. Franke came on in the 5th. He allowed a 1-out double, but then got out of the inning. A couple of nice defensive plays by himself. Cut and a miss there. Yeah, it's a called third strike, but it gets away. You have to hurry to get the out, and they'll get it. Boughton does a nice job, or actually, I don't think that is Boughton back there anymore. I can't see the number behind the strap, but.
Nice play by the catcher, we'll say.
Yes.
Yeah, nice play.
Yeah, glanced off his glove, but then does a good job running, and it took just a split second for Blake to realize that it had gotten away, and that probably cost him.
Yeah, and I don't think he agreed with the called third strike, but immediately you gotta run. If you hear called third strike, you gotta run. You gotta know, you gotta anticipate. You can't depend on the umpire to make a perfect call every time, whether it was a ball or a strike. Doesn't matter. He called it a strike. You gotta be able to run out of that box. But good play by the catcher to get out of there and get off his feet and go track that ball down. Good strong throw to first.
Ebensteiner 1 for 3 at a double in the 2nd inning. Missed away there. And this one is driven out to right. Long run. It's going to get to the fence. Ebensteiner going to hang on at second with his second double of the game. Good effort out there, but just a little too far to go to get to it.
Yeah, good piece of hitting. He waited on that ball. Kind of had an early step, but kept his weight back. Pushed that ball out to right field, right center field. Just past the diving reach of the right fielder. And good base run here to pick up that third base coach and realize you don't want to make the third out at third because if you're up at second base, any base hit here, you should be scoring. So don't put yourself in a position to get that third out at third.
So Mason Molitor stepping in. He had the biggest hit of the game, that grand slam on the second. Breaking ball for a strike from Dayton Franke. And for good measure, a bunt single in the next at bat. Knocks it to second, and that one's going to sneak through. Throw coming to the plate, not going to be in time, and the run will score. As we get an error there on the new second baseman, Rennie.
Yeah, perfect position there, playing deep in the hole at second base with a big power hitter up, a left-handed power hitter. Hit right at him. Unfortunately, the ball kind of skips and stays underneath his glove. It's easy to say to keep that glove down, but kind of just stayed underneath. He was anticipating it to bounce up and come into his glove, but skipped underneath, and that 8th run comes across the plate for Totino-Grace.
Smoke to short, and that one is Dawson Franke, who's now moved over to short, making the catch. And the Eagles are done in the 6th inning. They do get 1 run, 1 hit. There was 1 error and 1 left. We go to the bottom of 6. It's 8-1 Eagles.
Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out. But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, and that frog will boil. As veterans, we can tell ourselves the lie that it's easier to stay in that boiling water, to disconnect. But you've never been interested in easy. You are not a frog.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
To Sofia and Gabriel. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love. These stitches and threads join us together. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
And welcome back here to Armstrong High School. Thanks for joining us for Northwest Suburban Baseball on CCX Sports as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And Chris Bray will lead it off here for the Falcons, trailing it by a score of 8-1. Bray 0 for 2. Joaquin Majano has pitched the first 5 here for Grace, and he's still out there to begin inning number 6.
Yeah, no need to change. If it's working, keep him out there.
This would never fly with Rocco Baldelli, though. He would be out of the game by now. That one's in the dirt.
Yeah, that micromanagement stuff is... I mean, the analytics don't lie, but at a certain point, they also come back to bite you sometimes, and it's frustrating. It slows the game down a lot. But hey, if you win, you win.
3-0 here to Bray. That one's over for a strike. It's one thing Mahano's been able to do, it seems like, is put the ball where he wants to for the most part. I mean, with an exception here or there, but
Oh boy, another car.
Pops this one back up and foul.
No car, that's good. Yeah, that's what you want to see your pitchers do, especially your starting pitchers. You want to see them throw strikes. Limit the amount of walks. Make the other team put the ball in play. If you're not getting strikeouts, make them put the ball in play. Rely on your defense. Don't feel like you have to strike everybody out. Throw strikes and make it tough for the hitters to square up the ball.
Another pop-up out of play. Down to third, going to be a tough play. Throw across is not in time. Oh, it is in time. I'm sorry. Ray is just out at first for out number 1.
Yeah, good jump there by the third baseman to come charging in, field that one cleanly, one fluid motion to get the ball over to first. Very close play, and it'll be nice for us to have the replay and analyze, but it's a bang-bang play if you're out there live and making that call. See, good read off the bat. Good clean play. A little bobble there, but good strong throw. Close enough, yeah.
Franke, the batter here, Dayton Franke, 0 for 2. I knew I shouldn't assume anything on that. We don't have
we couldn't see.
Yeah, we don't have much of a view of first. Ooh. There was a fastball by him. Franke kind of frustrated himself. You can tell he's, just really eager to make something happen here and maybe chasing a couple. Last time that he struck out, same deal.
Yeah, he's had some really aggressive swings, just didn't locate the ball, and it didn't end up where he was expecting it to, so wasn't able to make the adjustment and put the bat on the ball.
Got under this one, drives it a long way to center, but it's going to hang up and be playable for out number 2. And Drew Kemple will be the hitter now for Armstrong. Kemple 1 for 2 today, re-entered after being run for earlier. Slashes this one out to right field, and that'll be down for a hit. It's cut off though, so they'll hold him to 1. So Drew now 2 for 3 today.
Yeah, that's the difference. Good solid swing, but he squares the ball up, so he keeps it down low, whereas the previous hitter had a good swing. He was just too far underneath the ball, so it flew up in the air, and an easy play for the center fielder. This one he squares it up, keeps it down low, hits it out to right center field, and gets that single.
So Nelson Ponce will be the hitter. Oof, off the mask of Border. Ponce started the game as a DH, then came in to pitch a couple innings, and then has been at first base after Franke moved over to the mound. There's a strike. Close one there. Mahano thought he had strike 3.
Yeah, he thought he had it, but a little offside the plate. Good eye. Nice pitch to work that count. Tough pitch to take, though. We're down 0-2.
Ooh, came with that curveball. He was able to lay off it. That was another good pitch.
Yeah, he's been able to work that curveball pretty well all afternoon, all evening.
And I like the amount of times that they've mixed it in, too. You don't want to go to it too often, but that one got away from it a little bit, so the count running full now to Ponce. Kemple will get started from first base here with a full count and 2 outs. Drilled down the left field line, but it's going to be foul. Didn't get out of the park, but would have been more than likely a double there if it had landed fair, but instead it's a long, loud foul.
Yeah, not the biggest swing, but when it's full count, you're trying to, make solid contact. You're not trying to kill the ball. He just got a little too far ahead of that one.
Hit hard, and that one's going to be through into left field. Kemple digging for third, and he's going to make it. Probably not, maybe a bit of a gamble there, let's put it that way, but he will get there as Ponce with a single, and now runners at the corners and 2 outs here for Armstrong.
Aggressive base running, but full count, 2 outs. You're moving on the pitch, so, why not take that chance? Force Totino into an awkward position and see if you can kind of create this 2-out rally down 7 in the 6th here.
Andrew Barrich will be the hitter here for Armstrong. He's got a .250 average this year, 9 for 36. He has driven in 5. Do they fake to third? See if they come get that runner taken off there. Running at first for Armstrong. Not sure. Ooh, and that one hit him. The bases will be loaded up. Larimore will bat here with bases full here in an 8-1 game. Mike Smith's going to come out, and I'm not sure if he'll be making a change here or just going to come talk with his defense and his pitcher.
Yeah, he's just level setting, saying, hey, we're up 7. Honestly, I don't care if these 2 runs score. I don't care if these 3 runs score. Let's get this third out. Let's not let Armstrong get any sense that they're actually in this game. A couple hits here would put Armstrong in the game to keep this inning alive, but all you got to do if you're Grace is just get that third out. Even if you get out an inning 8-3, not a big deal. You still have a pretty big lead going to the last inning.
Actually, it won't be Larimore batting here. Jacob Smith will be the hitter.
I like it. Outcast intro song. Wouldn't expect that.
Smith, couple of hits this year and 18 at bats. Looks at ball 1. Armstrong a chance to get back in this one. There are 2 outs, but the base is full. Lines it out to right, but it's going to hang up and be caught by Olson. So Smith is retired. Falcons threaten but don't score in the 6th. No runs, a couple of hits. They leave 3, and we go to inning number 7. It's 8-1 Grace.
Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out. But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, and that frog will boil. As veterans, we can tell ourselves the lie that it's easier to stay in that boiling water, to disconnect. But you've never been interested in easy. You are not a frog.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
To Sofia and Gabriel. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love. These stitches and threads join us together. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
We head to inning number 7 here, and Armstrong with another new pitcher as Drew Kemple will come on to pitch here in the 7th inning. Drew's worked 6 innings this year. Made 1 start. He's 0-1. 5.83 earned run average, allowing 9 hits in those 6 innings with 4 walks and 3 strikeouts. Lucas Reif will hit here for TG.
Number 14, Lucas Reif.
Reif in his middle at bat in the 3rd inning led off with a solo home run. Takes a strike here from Kemple. That one low and away. Ooh, an awkward swing at that one and a pitch way in at him. It is a swinging strike.
Yeah, very awkward. I was kind of surprised he didn't hit him, but he's very caught off guard.
Breaking ball, Tapper to 3rd. It's a fair ball. Bray up with it. A 1-hop throw is in time. Dixon, who started the game on the mound, now playing at first base, and he's able to dig that one out nicely.
Yeah, nice play by the 3rd baseman. Hustle in. Throw is low. Skips to the first baseman. Nice play, and you can tell that was him by the way he chucked the ball around the infield after he got the out. That sidearm, underhand flick to the around the horn. Such a unique throw.
Walker Hurlbrink will bat for Mahano here.
I wonder how many coaches have tried to get him to change his motion. And here he is, pitching and playing varsity baseball in one of the better conferences here in the state of Minnesota.
Hurlbrink was in earlier as a courtesy runner a couple times for the pitcher Mahano. Now he bats for him in this spot. Doesn't necessarily mean Mahano won't come out for the 7th, but I kind of thinking maybe that they're going to go to the pen, but we'll see. See action down there in their bullpen with Matthew Olson loosening. That one at the knees for a strike. Drilled out to right field. That'll be down for a hit. Franke rounding out in front of that one, and it'll be a double for Hurlbrink.
Yeah, you don't see him peeling off in front too often, but I think he was just positioned where he had no chance to field that ball, so he was going to work himself in and maybe be a secondary cutoff. But not the hardest hit ball. Good solid contact out to right center field. He was playing pretty shallow, so really didn't have much of a play as that ball kind of gets to the gap. Doesn't make necessarily the fence, but far enough for the double.
Matthew Gallitzer will now bat for Coker here in the 7th spot.
Some more good flow there, Jay. Brings you back to your high school days, I bet. Ooh.
Missed up with that one, 1-0.
Nice sharp breaking ball there. Left it up too high, though.
Pops it up. It's going to be playable for Dixon, the first baseman, and he'll make the catch. So 2 gone, and let's see. Border will hit here in this 8th spot for Grace. Runner on 2nd. Now 2 gone.
Nice stop by the catcher there to move his body, get that ball, scoop it up, keep the runner at second. Still a mystery who that is back there, huh?
Let's see, did he swing? I would beg to differ on that, but they called it a ball. That one is over for a strike. That was a defensive swing on a ball in on him there and drives it foul. So 3-2 now to Border. And there's ball 4 as Border will work out a walk here from Kemple. So runners at first and second and 2 outs, and Adam Molitor will be the batter. And now we're going to have a runner coming in for the catcher Border. A courtesy run situation. Logan Reynolds, a junior, will come in. They're fouling that one out of play. If you're Grace right now, you kind of feel like you never have enough. I mean, you want to be greedy here and say, let's even put him away a little bit more here. Don't be satisfied with 7. Breaking ball over for a strike.
Yeah, you always want to build that lead anytime you can. But, you know, up 7 going into the last inning, you're in a good spot. But Armstrong wasn't too far away. They had a chance to really creep back in this one last inning, but Totino was able to get a clutch out.
Runner going, and that pitch was way up high out of the strike zone anyway. So now second and third for Molitor. Obviously, we're now into the 7th, so the whole 10-run thing isn't really isn't a factor anymore. But breaking ball pounded to first. Dixon will stay with it and just wins the race to the bag there to get the out, and the Eagles are done in the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, and a couple left on base. We go to the bottom of the 7th. One last chance for Armstrong. They just get the out at first.
We do a lot of hard labor. A lot of it is driven by technology. We were one of the very first in our area to get vaccinated. We trust experts in their field. We're 5th-generation farmers providing the safest, most economical food because of science. What if we're in a farm accident? There is no room. All the hospital resources are going towards COVID. The vaccine is a tool in our toolkit of how we succeed as a family or as a business. When the sun's setting, we did a good day's work and we can face tomorrow.
New pitcher for Totino-Grace says Matthew Olson will move in from right field to take the mound for inning number 7 as Armstrong will get one more chance here in the bottom of the 7th. The 9, 1, and 2 hitters scheduled up for the Falcons as they've made quite a few defensive changes in the last couple innings, and they got a pretty good defensive play out of the guy who actually started the game on the mound way back when. And Brady Dixon here knocking this one down, comes up with it. Can see the pitcher's not going to get there, and then the race on, and he just wins it. And Drew and I were talking, boy, with this score in the 7th inning, I'm so glad they didn't run into each other there, because it sure looked like they might. Credit to both guys there for being conscious of, I mean, you're hustling your butt off, you're trying to get the out or you're trying to beat it out, but nice job to not mow each other down there either.
Yeah, nice job by Dixon there to pick that inside corner of the bag and also kind of keep his feet all the way on the inside of the bag. Not only his body, but his foot as well, so he didn't get stepped on.
Dawson Frankie, the shortstop now. He was the second baseman to begin the game. Fouls that one out of play. Another foul.
Anytime a ball goes back there, everybody just kind of sits and listens to see if it's going to be a big crash.
I always kind of am amused when everybody cheers when they hit the car. And you're thinking, well, if it was your own, you sure wouldn't be cheering.
When you didn't have a car, you didn't own all that stuff, then you're like, yeah, that's kind of fun. But when you start to experience the ownership of that stuff, you're like, oh, no, I have to go get this change. It's going to take 4 hours out of my day. Got to set an appointment.
And pop up. Ooh, nice play to run that one down. The third baseman drifting back there was Krieger and made it look pretty easy. So those are not that easy. Ball right over your head like that down the line, but he got a good read on it. That was key. You can kind of tell right away he found it and he knew where it was going to go.
Yeah, he's had a couple plays like that tonight where he's read the ball really well off the bat and had a really good jump, and it made a difference for him to get that out.
A pinch hitter here, and that one's slashed foul. Joey Cronin batting here in the number 1 spot. Fouls this one back out of play. That one short of the mark. Olson's come in, and I mean, obviously it's a small sample size, but he looks confident out there. Looks like he's throwing well.
Yeah, it's nice to come in with a 7-run lead with 1 inning of work on your plate. But, throwing strikes, staying around the plate, good start to the inning for him.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't, even though the game's gone well for your team and you're up big, you still got to come in and do it. And it wouldn't be the first time if you see somebody that comes in and all of a sudden things get a little anxious because the guy just isn't able to find the plate or whatever. But Olson's looking like he's pretty well dialed in here so far. Ooh, nasty breaking ball. Cronin caught looking for strike 3. And 2 outs now, and Eric Berg will be the batter here for Armstrong.
Yeah, nice pitch sequence there. Gets the 3rd strike here. Breaking ball, caught the batter off guard. He thought it was going to be way further inside and kind of turned his arm, thought he was going to take it to the shoulder, but breaks across the plate to get that out.
Berg looks that one up high. He's 1 for 3 today. There's a strike. Fastball missing up and away here, so 2-1 to Eric Berg for the Falcons. There's a strike, so now 3-2. Olson maybe 1 strike away from ending this one here, and Berg has other ideas though for the Falcons. Swing and a miss down on strikes, and the Eagles wrap up the W here as the Falcons go 1-2-3 in the 7th. Olson, nice inning of work to back up the excellent start by Joaquin Majano. And Totino-Grace wins it by a score of 8-1. That grand slam in the 2nd from Mason Molitor, the big blow in this one that kind of set the tone for the rest of the game, and the Eagles go on to win it. Thanks so much for joining us. We really thought there was a chance we weren't going to get this one in after a rainstorm before the game, but we get it in, and it's a pretty good ball game here. Totino-Grace 8, Armstrong 1 is our final score for Drew Keogh and all of our crew. I'm Jay Wilcox. Good night from Armstrong.